Hey everybody out in Facebook land, it's Sunny with sunnationfitness.com, and I just wanted to talk to everybody today, kind of do a little introduction of who I am and talk about why I am a Beachbody coach. So a couple of years ago, I think it was about 2 years ago, I decided to make a change in my life with my fitness. I had gone through a really big change at work. I used to own my own business, and I was forced to close the business down. And a lot of my personal friends know that. And hey, Jessica, how are you? Little shout out to my girl there. So after I was forced to close down my business in 2013, as most people do, I went through, hey Tara, I went through a depression. This is not surprising. I had to lay off 20 people. Hey Heather, what's going on? Hey girl, hey Elena. And so that led me to trying, yay, thank you for the hearts, you guys, that's awesome. Give me some love, will ya? This is really hard. It's freaky. So anyway, after just losing the business and struggling really hard and trying to figure out what the heck I was going to do next. Sometimes, you don't have a plan. You just kind of have to make it through the next day and the next day and the next day. And until a plan, kind of pops up, or until you kind of know like what, till you get some direction, or a lot of prayer involved, a lot of deep thinking. When you lose a business like that, and it was weighing so heavy on my heart for losing, 20 employees. That was a really big blow. And, excuse me. So anyway, what that led me to, one day I'm sitting around, as you guys know, I'm engaged, I'm engaged to Darren, who's hopefully at work right now, doesn't know I'm doing this. He said, I bought that program for you. Why don't you go do it? And that was about as foreign to me as anything else. I was like, what program? He's Mr. Amazon. He's always buying things online. And I wasn't sure what the heck he was talking about. He's like, that program I got. And, if you know Darren, that's about as descriptive as he gets. So I went and I found what he was talking about. And he had actually ordered me a Beachbody program. It's P90X3. And it is an amazing program. Now, what it is, it's an online fitness program. So what you can do is, at the time, they didn't have what they call Beachbody On Demand. Thank you, Heather. Awesome. Thank you for the not kind words. So what you do is you take the fitness program, or you did, and it came on disc. So you put it into your DVD player. And there was these 30-minute workout programs, and they were amazing. And they were led by Tony Horton, who is a celebrity trainer. And so I started pressing play and putting that disc in every single day. And, transformations started to happen. It was amazing. And just 30-minute workouts, you can get in, do your workout on your own, whenever you feel like it, and then you're done for the day, right? 30 minutes, you get in, get out, you get your heart rate up, it's amazing. Well, at the very end of the program, there was this infomercial on my disc that said, if you're interested in becoming a coach, go to this website and click here. So I thought, well, I've been a bowling coach for many years, and I've been youth leaders in the community for bowling, and I've done some other things through bowling. And I thought, well, okay, I'm used to being a leader of some sort, but what does that mean for Beachbody? So I went and looked it up, and I felt like a little cyber stalker. I spent about 80 hours, no, not even kidding, 80 hours trying to figure out what is it to be a Beachbody coach. And so what it is people who like the Beachbody program, who like the Beachbody products, who want to help recommend and hold other people accountable to their Beachbody programs as they come through them, right? And so ever since I've done the P90X3, I fell into another one of their programs, which is amazing. It teaches proper nutrition, and it's called the 21-Day Fix. Now, you guys have probably seen this on TV. It's not sold in stores. It's only available through Beachbody coaches and through Beachbody folks. And It's amazing. I'm just going to show you something real quick here. You guys have probably seen this. It's called the, they call it the container program. So this, oh gosh, it got a little stuff in it. Sorry, that was gross. But it comes with colored containers, and what it does is it basically teaches you on how to, really learn nutrition. And if you're someone who's kind of like, well, I know nutrition and I do pretty well and I just got an extra 10 pounds and no big deal, great. Maybe you don't need it. That's fine. But for some of us who are over 40 and who like to eat cookies, then maybe this is a good program for the rest of us, right? And so what it does is it allows you to, it teaches you how to properly portion out your food. And these containers are, thanks, Elena. I bowl with Elena. She knows I like to eat sweets, so that's pretty good. So for example, let's say the green container, Elena, I like cookie. Let me see some engagement. Anybody else out there like cookies? Or is it just me? Because I just feel like, I don't want to just say, or like just talk. But is it just me or do anybody else like sweets during the holidays? Give me some comments in the feed. I'm not moving forward till we see some comments down there. Cameron, I know you're out there. I got to tell you, I seriously backslid during the holiday season with the pumpkin pie, and then Costco had an apple pie, which was amazing. So, unfortunately, and the thing is, Tara's with me. She's right there with me. I get you, girl. It's a Wasilla thing, right? Got to have our Wasilla shout out to my girl, Tara. Heather, food is way too good. I totally understand. The thing about Costco is, the pie is like the size of your head. It's huge, and you maybe I just want like a little piece, but it was the size of Texas, so you have to eat it once you buy it because it was only $5, right? Anyway, I digress. So anyway, why the containers and why I'm back on to the program. So I've been, it's a lifestyle change. So even though, hey Amy, nice to have you on here. So even though the program only, let's say it's only I don't want you to think it only lasts 21 days. The idea of it is 21 days, but it is actually a lifestyle change. And it's something that you do forever, and hopefully you don't fall off. And if you do, you just get back on. And basically, it starts up, if you follow the program straight through, there's 7 different workouts. And there's, yep, Heather did that program. It was awesome. There's a different workout for each day of the week. There's uppers, there's lower body, there's a cardio, there's a weights day, I think. So I haven't done it in a while, so I'm getting back on it. And I've got as many excuses as everybody else. I've been sick, I've been laid off, I've moved, I've had all sorts of issues, but you know what? It's time to get back on. And time to take my health seriously. So I have a horror story for everybody to kind of explain why I'm getting back on the horse and going live on Facebook, which is terrifying, by the way, but I'm doing it. So a few weeks ago, and probably nobody on this feed knows this, I don't think. So I took my fiance to work, and I decided to just, sneak that breakfast sandwich. You guys have all done it, so don't judge me, right? I thought, I'll just have one. No big deal. No one will know, right? Well, it turned out that my breakfast sandwich from a place that rhymes with Fergerling, I got a number 1. I went home and I ate it, and about 25 minutes later, I thought what I was having is, the biggest cardiac arrest of my life. It was terrifying. I had massive chest pain. It's horrible even thinking about it. I had horrible chest pain. I was dizzy. I was nauseous. My blood pressure dipped. I almost passed out. I called my fiance and told him I was having a heart attack and said, hey, it's 8:30 in the morning. I said, I think I'm dying. Where do you go from that? So, excuse me, this is really hard. Hold on, let me take a drink. Now, I want to fast forward because I hate horrible stories like this and just let you know I'm okay. But let me just fill in the gaps, okay? So I'm home alone. I got the 2 cats. I have severe chest pain. I think I'm dying. And as far as I knew, I was. So I got up, I called, I stumbled out to the car. I've been in healthcare for a really long time, so I figured if nothing else, I was going to, try and get to the emergency room by myself, forgetting that there's actually a fire department about 500 yards from the backyard right here, where I could have checked in with them, but I forgot that they were there. So I jumped in the car, which you probably should never do, and I started to go down a hill to go to the emergency room, and I almost passed out in my car. So what I did was I didn't want to pass out in the intersection. I didn't want to kill anybody, and the chest pain was just indescribable. So I got in there, and I pulled into a gas station, and I'm in my pajamas. I look like crap. I stumbled in, and I said, "Call 911. I'm having a heart attack." Just like out of a damn movie. And the guy behind the counter, I would just say he's not from around here. That's all I'm going to say. I don't know him. He just stood there. And he just looked at me. And he wouldn't even touch me, wouldn't help me. And he didn't call 911. And I just stood there in agonizing pain going, oh my God, call 911. I'm flopped over. I'm at 90 degrees. I'm flopped over the counter. I'm in excruciating pain. And the guy didn't do shit. Pardon my French. If that's French. He just stood there. And I thought, great, I'm going to die in a gas station in my pajamas, like on a Tuesday or whatever. I know, Heather, right? It was horrifying. And, if you ever wonder, like, well, today's the day, you don't say, oh, today's the day I'm going to die. Or got another Wasilla peep sneaking in there. Hey, Haskell. So, you're like, what are you going to do, right? So I had to get out my own cell phone, and I had to call 911. And I told them, hey, I said, I'm having a heart attack. And the lady on the phone starts a fucking argument with me. So now we're even further down the rabbit hole, right? It's bad enough I'm already trying to have a heart attack. And my pain my chest pain is just pressing in, right? And then this guy, the guy won't help me behind the counter. And now the 911 lady starts arguing with me. So if we went from a point of asking like, she's like, well, what are your signs and symptoms? And I said, well, I'm 44. I'm quite a few pounds overweight. I've got severe chest pain. And, she said, I said, I'm having a heart attack. And she says, how do you know? And I said, and I went down this checklist of things that I thought were fairly accurate that she would want to know. And so I told her all these things, and she's like, oh, yeah, I guess you are. Yeah, you probably are. I'm like, great. Well, what are you going to do about it? I said, send somebody, for the love of God. So then, I'm still in agonizing pain. And remember I mentioned earlier that the fire department was right up the street from us. From where I live, they had literally just came down the hill about 500 yards and just kind of stopped, and they walked. There's three great huge fire department. Got to get up for fire department because they were really, really smart and knew what they were doing. They came in and evaluated me and stabilized me and everything. But the pain subsided, and they couldn't figure out what was wrong with me. So now I'm just sitting there looking stupid, even though I'm not. I mean, I know something happened because my blood pressure tanked, and I was just like, what? And the guy never did call 911 behind the counter. He's still standing there like an idiot. And so they're like, well, what do you want to do? And I had stabilized enough. I felt comfortable driving 500 yards back to my place. And I went and got my fiance, and I took myself to the emergency room, right? It's the only thing to do. Make sure it wasn't cardiac, because I'm 45. So, and like some of you ladies out there, if you're over 40 and you're, considered obese, which it doesn't take much to be considered obese, but I'm quite a few pounds over where I want to be for sure. I thought, great. And I don't mean this offensively, but I really thought I was going to meet Jesus, in the gas station. So it turns out that because I had my appendix, no, I did not have my appendix, sorry, I always do that. I had my gallbladder out in 2012, and your gallbladder helps you digest fatty food, right? So whenever it senses you've eaten a fatty food, it produces more enzymes to help your body digest the food. Well, a few weeks back, prior to this, I had started taking enzymes, which the internet knows everything. So I had started taking these pills with my food. Well, when I had the pill that morning with my high fatty food, or my breakfast sandwich, it actually increased an enzyme in my pancreas. It's called lipase. I'm not really sure what lipase does, but I know that which I became a very quick expert on it, is that what happens is it causes your body to your pancreas to become inflamed, and that is exactly what had happened when I ate this breakfast sandwich. It caused, because my pancreas was already inflamed, it just caused havoc, and I guess it can cause the juices that it's supposed to secrete to stay inside your pancreas and eat the inside of the pancreas instead of digesting the food that you are trying to digest. Now, acute pancreatitis was the final diagnosis. Thank you, Jesus. It was not cardiac. All my cardiac levels came back, and I'm totally fine there and perfectly healthy. If you were to go down the checklist like I did with my primary care doctor the following Monday, gold stars, except for, as he said, being a little fluffy or overweight, however you want to call it. But what that brings me back to was that is what my wake-up call was and is, to get back on these programs and be serious. So I am challenging anybody on this or in the future broadcasts who wants to join me, who wants to get fit, who wants to maybe try the 21-day fix. There's like 21 different, there's a ton of programs. It doesn't have to be that one. I will say that they all use the container method in their programs, and you just follow them. But as far as the fitness program might be different, like if you're already in better shape, or you want something a little more extreme, or if you want heavy lifting, there's Body Beast, there's 21-day fix extreme, there's country heat. There, if you like to country line dance, there's a program for that. There's T25, which I love too, which is a high intensity cardio program in 25 minutes a day. You can do one of those. But basically, I just wanted to get it all out there, and so if you guys see me posting on social media, I want you to hold me accountable. I'm going to be doing the 21-day fix for the rest of the year and probably graduate into better programs, or not better, but more intense programs as I get going. So 21-day fix, and hopefully after 2 months, I'll graduate into 21-day fix extreme, maybe complete all of T25 and whatnot. So if that sounds interesting to anybody out there, I have my fancy card right here. If anybody wants to connect with me, hopefully you can read it. It says, I'll read it because I can't read it. If you send a text, I've set up an autoresponder. So if anybody wants to stay connected, you can send a text to 31996 with the word 2017 on it. And it's just got all my information. You'll get a text message. You can click that, and then you'll also receive, when you put your information in, you'll also receive an email from me that's got all my information on it. Just low-key, doesn't have to be stressful. We can just talk if you just want to kind of know what's going on. But so if anybody out there, can anybody relate to this story? Or does anybody out there have any comments about what happened? Because I know that for me, that was by far the scariest day of my life, and that was only 2 weeks ago. So I think that's enough to get anybody kind of motivated to want to do better, or to want to make changes in their life, and to, knowing that you almost, there's my phone, knowing that you might die in a gas station in your pajamas, I think is enough to get anybody motivated. So that is my happy ringtone. Sorry about that, guys. So, does anybody have any questions for me? I know, right? my girl Elena. Did anybody have anything they want, any comments or any questions about the program? I know we've got a couple of really fit people on here. I'm going to call out Haskell because I know you're super fit. Heather, I'm going to read this, okay? My dad suffered a major, major heart attack, and while it wasn't due to weight, it has changed his lifestyle with diet and exercise. Yeah, absolutely. You know, and I've known, and I was already a Beachbody coach, and, you know, we're not perfect. You know, we still eat the cookie, and only in this case, yes, in this case, I did agitate my pancreas ahead of time, but I am certain that the sensation of what happened to me, you know, feels just like a real heart attack. It was incredible, and I don't wish that on anybody. Anybody else got something to say in the chat? Anybody? Any questions? Okay, I'm going to put this back up. So just because I spent a lot of time on putting this stuff together, humor me. Send a text to 31996 with the word 2017. You guys don't have to click through it. Just go ahead and, hey, Jason, long time no see. I got some peeps from up north getting on my live stream. He's probably being a brat. I got to give some love to Mr. Jason. He's always giving me a hard time. So, yeah, right? Thank you. She's Elena. She's sorry I had to go through that. Yeah, it was crazy. You know, and let me just say, you know, I've been in healthcare my entire life, and I've been around surgeons my whole life, and knowing, it's kind of a breeze for me. I grew up literally in a hospital. My mom worked in the hospital. Hey, Robin, some more Alaska love there. Yes, I can, Elena. So, you know, even though I'm familiar with the hospital, you know, being in the hospital system, I've worked with surgeons my whole life, and things like that. You know, it was still, when all of a sudden you're the patient, it's a whole different story, you know. And I was laying in bed going, okay, well, maybe I'll die today. I don't know. And now it's just so shocking to kind of go through that and just. So anyway, if anybody's jumping on late, I'm just offering that if you want to connect with me, I have more information about the programs I'm working on, and I'm running my accountability groups. So if anybody wants to purchase the program, or if you want to just talk about it, especially the 21-day fix, I basically restart the program every Monday. Because, like I said earlier, the program has 7 different days that are independent of each other. The eating plan's the same, but the workouts are different, and they repeat the following Monday. So it's truly, they should just call it the Forever Fix, because it's a lifestyle change, and it's not just 21 days. Nothing magical happens on day 22. You just keep going, and you just start over. And that's what I like about it, is that people can just come on into the program. And they're always on a Monday, basically, and they're always starting fresh. So I'm actually starting the program again on Monday officially. I've been using my containers lately anyway, but I want to, be fully, strict and get myself back in a regimen on Monday. So if anybody's interested, just, let me know. And in case you didn't see it the first 6 times, if you could, it says send a text to 31996 with the word 2017. And so the title of this was, what are you going to do to make 2017 your best life ever? And that's what I was hoping for, to start this off today. So I've done a lot of accounts receivable work in my day for the healthcare systems. And, they've given me the hospitals will give me massive projects and say, okay, go recover $6 million, or, we need to bring in an extra $2 million. Well, that takes a second to go do that. And so what I would do was I use the method. It's called, how do you eat an elephant? You guys have probably seen this, where you never try to eat the entire elephant all in one sitting, right? So you want to break it down into bite-sized, manageable pieces that you can easily digest one at a time. And so what that means is, with fitness, hey, I got some Fairbanks love in the house. Hey, Steve, how's it going? So what you do is you break things. Got another Steve, another Wasilla peep. How's it going, Warner? So you want to take your goals, no matter what they are. In this case, it's fitness, but it doesn't have to be. You want to go ahead and break them down into literally bite-sized pieces that you can digest easily. And so in the case where I was recovering, I think it was an extra, let's just say it was $1 million, because I've done it so many times, I don't even remember. $1 million recovery project. You want to figure out the length of your program, figure out your goal, break it into pieces, and then figure out what you're going to do each and every day to make sure that you hit those goals. Well, in the case of fitness and weight loss, you want to make sure that, weight loss is 90% nutrition, right? Yay, thank you. Give me some thumbs up there, guys. Weight loss is almost 100% nutrition based. So if you know that, then it might feel boring, but doing those boring, mundane tasks every day of eating properly each and every day is what's going to get you to your goals. And so if you're coming on later or joining just now, I just want to encourage anyone. Hey, Stacy, how's it going? I got some Tacoma love coming in. I just want to, tell everybody that, so if you're just joining me, I was just recounting how I recently thought I had a major heart attack at the age of 44 and found myself doubled over at a gas station, screaming, somebody call 911, and the attendant just stood there. So it turns out that, you can probably catch this broadcast later. It turns out I'm okay, but it just really shook me to a point where I want to make 2017 as health-oriented as possible. And hey, Pam, I would like to invite anybody, if you are wanting to, take your fitness goals to the next level, to join me on my fitness team. All right, Heather, sounds good. Thank you. We'll catch up with you later, too. Got some New York, Connecticut love coming in there from my girl, Heather. Why me? Why us? Well, you could, if you're already in better, there's a good chance that you're in better shape than I am. But it's really about the goal, right? And banding together with people who are like-minded, who are going to be achieving the same types of goals as you. One thing I've learned is, you don't want to do it on your own. You want as many people as possible who are like-minded. Thanks, Steve. We'll talk to you soon. Take care up there at 40 Below in Fairbanks. You just want to make sure that you are, banding together with like-minded people, and that you are sharing your common goal or common vision towards what it is. I've seen some folks on the feed. I know you're in pretty good shape, and your goals are going to be different than mine, and that's okay. But I've put together a virtual online fitness community, and I would love everybody on this to join if you would like. I have free programs, and I also have paid programs. Excuse me. I've got a 5-day free 5-day clean eating challenge. Hey Heidi, got some cousin love coming through. Mr. Warner. All right, Steve, thank you. I have a happy ending. Thank you. We'll talk to you soon. So if you're just joining me and you're just wanting to know what's going on, then hopefully this reads correctly. I don't know how to flip the sign around, but it says, if you want to learn more information, or if you want to join my fitness community, where I'm going to be doing stuff online, just send a text to 31996 with the word 2017. You do not have to buy a program. We can just talk. But if you're just looking to be held accountable, I would love to have you in my group, regardless of your fitness goals. So anyway, does anybody have any questions? Looks like I've only got, everybody had to jump off. Looks like I'm down to one, and I'm not sure if it's Heidi. So let's hear in the chat. I think it's Heidi. Let me see some love. What's going on in the chat over there? Say something. No, Steve had to go. Heather had to go. Maybe it's Pam. I'm not sure. Anyway, does anybody have any questions for me? Oh, it's my girl. All right, girl. Do you have any questions for me? No? When are we going to get together? That's a great question. Alrighty. Well, if anybody... my girl doesn't have any more questions, I am going to end this live broadcast, and we will catch up with everybody soon. So hopefully that reads left to right. And I will talk to you guys